Hi everyone, it's Paola. So I am back, but I'm not in my normal spot. I'm actually back in Michigan, as you can tell if you've been watching my channel for a while. I used to be in this room all the time. I'm back because I'm stuck in quarantine, as we all are. We're all stuck inside, which sucks, but you know what? It's fine. I can film videos here. I can do things. It's just kind of different than normal. I actually have a video coming out next week in the Freelance Series that is back in New York because I filmed it before. So this is going to be kind of confusing for a while, but just bear with me. I'm doing the best I can. So today I decided to do a Q&A. So I actually put out on Instagram yesterday on my Instagram stories. Please follow me on Instagram if you do not follow me because that's where I interact with you guys the most. So yeah, I put out on there to ask me questions and, just about design and life in general. And I thought I would answer a few now. I got a lot, so I'm sorry if I can't get to everyone, but it's a good amount and we can talk about some things and hopefully you guys can get some more insight on design questions that you probably all have. So this will hopefully be helpful for everyone, as I always say. So yeah, let's do it. Okay, so a lot of the questions I got were actually very repeated, so I feel like a lot of you have the same questions, so I'm gonna answer a lot generally and then hopefully get into more detailed ones and just answer whatever is exciting and interesting to you guys. Okay, I got a few questions about what my favorite typeface or favorite font is. Right now, my favorite font, it's always changing. I don't think I could say I just have one. Right now, it is Century Gothic Old Style. It's incredible. I love it so much, and I've been using it a lot in my thumbnails and stuff. You probably noticed, and sometimes when I use it, people have asked me what typeface is that, because it's amazing. I love it so much. But my favorite font's always changing because I just am always finding new ones. This one says, is New York a good place for a designer to work, at a company, not just in freelance? So as you know, I'm doing freelance. I don't work at a company. Also, I'm not in New York at the moment, but yes, I do live there. It's definitely a really good place for design. There are so many job opportunities in New York in general, and especially in the creative field, there's just so much focus and emphasis on the creative field. So I feel like if you want to work in New York, it's a really, really good place to do graphic design specifically. It is competitive, but graphic design is getting more competitive in general. So New York, it's a great place just because there's so much opportunity there for anybody to get started and work for a company or work for themselves. Okay, I literally got so many questions about this, and it's basically how to find clients, working as a freelancer questions. Guys, I have a freelance series that has all of this and more covered in different episodes. Please go watch them. I hope that they have been informative to a lot of you who've watched them, but the people asking, I'm like, have you not seen all my videos? You're missing out. Go check them out. They're in a playlist. They're also going to be linked in the description. So yeah, go check those out. I have one that's dedicated to finding and working with clients, how to find them, where to find them, all of that. So definitely go check that out. Because I got so many questions about it and I'm shocked that you guys haven't seen those videos. So yeah. Okay, so this question says that how do you get paid normally with your clients as a freelancer? This is a good question. She did reach out over DM too to specify what she meant, if I use PayPal or Venmo or all these different apps. There are a lot of different ways that one can get paid. Usually I do ask the client. I use things like Venmo and PayPal for direct deposit. That's easiest for me. And then sometimes if they want to send a check, they can send a check to my address, but that's a little old school and not as convenient. It just comes into your account when you use these apps. So yeah, I actually do use Venmo and PayPal the most, just because someone can send me money through PayPal so easy just by my email. So yeah, that's how I mostly do it. But yeah, definitely ask your client if you're discussing that with them, what's the easiest way for them, but tell them what you offer. That's usually how I get paid. What is one of your career dreams or goals? This is a good question. I feel like my goals and dreams of my career are always changing. I never really know what I'm doing, but I think one of my biggest goals in my career is just being financially independent. I feel like I am independent in a lot of ways, but I really want to feel like I can provide for myself and keep a very sustainable income and keep it consistent. I want to like not have to worry so much as I do now. That is just like a main goal for me in my job, no matter what I'm doing. So that's like my main goal right now, I guess. But I'm always coming up with new goals. My goals are always changing, and I'm always trying to strive for better. So yeah, just growing this community and helping my finances a little bit. That's it. What has been the most difficult yet rewarding project you've worked on so far? So I feel like my most difficult projects are the ones that I actually like make myself do. So like these self-motivated projects, like the travel guide that I designed, and also I have some projects that I'm working on right now or like starting to work on. Those are always the hardest. They're the hardest for me to start, and they're the hardest for me to like push through and come up with ideas on my own. I feel like when I'm doing client work, it's so much easier to just like come up with ideas, and it's a lot of problem solving because, you know, you're working with the person who wants something specific and you are coming up with those ideas. But with personal projects, it's like I have to motivate myself, I have to come up with an idea, I have to execute it, and I always feel like I have to push myself so hard to finish those things, but then I'm always so happy when I'm done with it. I'm like so proud of myself, and like my travel guide is one of my favorite projects I've ever done just because it was something I really wanted to do, and I feel like I executed it the best way I could because there was no one expecting anything of me or like grading me for something or anything. It was just me, but that also like made it 10 times harder. You know what I mean? There's no one waiting on you. It's just you. So yeah, that's why it's just like always the most challenging for me, but I love it so much because personal projects keep me going. I also got a lot of questions about finding inspiration, and I feel like I have a video on that where I like discussed finding inspiration, so I have that in a video like my methods and stuff, so I'll link that below and also in the cards. But yeah, in general, like I want to say about finding inspiration or like getting out of a creative block, like some of you asked, I feel like for me, it's not always about motivation and like feeling like I'm super creative someday and I have to like get started and do something because I'm feeling that way or like it's like sparked in me. I feel like it's really about sitting down and taking the time to just work things out. Like working like this in a creative job is just the same as working in any other kind of job. Like sometimes you don't feel like doing it, you know, you don't always feel motivated, but like you still need to get it done. So sometimes like I just sit down, I get started, like you have to be really proactive about it and just do things. Like I create even when it's so bad, like I'm making trash basically all the time and until it's good. Like it is a lot of problem solving, like I said before. Like it's just not always about creative block or like feeling motivated or feeling inspired or feeling not inspired. It's like just doing it and getting things done. Like who cares? Make the ugliest thing ever until you make something good. So that's basically how I like get in there and get working, and that in the end makes me feel creative and inspired because I did it. Okay, this question says, what was your very first client project and how much did you charge for it? So my first few projects that I did were actually for my mom. So if you have like a family member or friend when getting started, that totally helps. It helps a lot because it gets you started, it gets you like creating and putting stuff into your portfolio and stuff like that, which is very helpful because that's really all I cared about when I got started. I was still in school, but she needed like little layout things done, and I ended up doing her logo for her when she was starting her business, and that is all stuff that I'm really proud of. I definitely did not charge enough. I charged her like an hourly rate of like $10 an hour, and I think it was like $100 for the logo. It was really nothing. Like it was so cheap, but it was really fun, and I just needed to get started to like feel like I had a client, and then I could show other people that I had a client, and then I just kept going with it, and so it was all really fun. It's funny to think back to it because it's like I've grown so much as a designer, but I'm still so proud of those projects from then. So yeah, it's like I still use it in my portfolio, I mean the logo. So yeah, there's just cool stuff that I was able to figure out with her just because I knew her too, so I could like talk to her so easily, and it was a great introduction to first client stuff. Okay, and the last question that I'm going to answer is basically from a lot of you also, that is about like staying creative, finding clients, working in this lockdown pandemic that we're all in around the world. It's crazy. I don't really know if I have an answer for you. I don't know how to deal with this just as much as you guys don't. Like, this is insane. But I would say to present a challenge to you is to just create something every day. It's really easy to just sit around and we're all, you know, trying to figure out what we need to do. It feels like life is on pause, but I feel like maybe just sitting down, drawing every day, or, you know, working with typefaces. Like I kind of want to do some drawing, like lettering and stuff, and practice that. Just try to stay motivated with your creativity. Which, like I said before, is just like sitting down and actually doing it. It's not really about like if I feel in the mood, it's just like getting things done to eventually feel better, because we're all in this together right now and it just feels so weird. So the little things that you can do to like keep your sanity, like creating art, is great. Like finding work and stuff right now, I'm kind of in the same boat, but you know, a lot of this kind of client stuff is online. I email with my clients. I'm always responding to stuff like that. So yeah, just reach out to people. I mean, there's still time to reach out to people digitally. We're all online right now. It's not like we need to be in person. So if you want to find work, there's still ways to do that, especially through like websites and stuff. Definitely check out my freelance series if you want to look into finding work and working with people. Yeah, hopefully that's like the best advice I can give. Hopefully that was helpful. This is crazy and it's just weird. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little Q&A. I'm sorry I didn't get to everyone. Yeah, it's been fun just kind of like sitting around and interacting with you guys. I want to do it more, especially on Instagram. So like I said, follow me there, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. And please like this video because it helps me a lot. And I will see you in my next one, which will be in New York, but I'm not in New York. It's all very confusing. And then I'll see you in another one in Michigan. You know what? See you later. Have a good life. Enjoy your time inside. Stay safe. Okay. Bye. Done. I'm done.
Oh.
I don't know how many I answered, but I did my best. 21 minutes. It's gonna turn off in a second.